one thing that I just want to say, because I think it's amazing, is the fact that you have been able to figure out a way to make being funny with your friends actually like content that people are outside of that peer group want to watch. Because I genuinely think that most people think like, oh, my friends and I are the funniest people in the entire world. Trust me, every time we get together, it is just a laugh a minute. And you know, are you really that funny? Or, you know, you just have these shared experiences that like make the humor naturally arise when you get together. But with you figured out like, no, we actually are funny, not just to each other, but to total random strangers around the world.
You also got to know how to market it. You know, I think a lot of people with their groups of friends, they won't have the knowledge of like the YouTube space and everything to be as effective with it. I guess that if that makes sense. I think another one of my biggest strengths is 100% knowing this will work, this won't. I'm constantly coming up with ideas, constantly writing stuff down. I keep a notes document that just has so much on it, and a lot of that just doesn't get made because I know, it's a good idea, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna work. So I'm extremely picky and choosy about what I put on my channel as well, and I think that's the biggest thing. Is a lot of people wouldn't know what to pick and choose.
And what's the process that you go through with that? Do you just try to put yourself in other people's shoes and or try to find a topic that you know other people can relate to?
Well, it depends video by video, the process of how I think about it, because it's so different every single time, because I really am making something new and different each video. I don't know. It comes down to what I would find entertaining in a video. I can't put up something and think this is just okay. Like, some people will enjoy this. Right. I want to make every video something I personally know I would enjoy watching. So that's the biggest thing.
Honing that judgment and the real expertise in that judgment has to come, at least in large part, from what you were talking about with having such a broad variety of watching things on YouTube. How can you make good judgment calls on, what idea is going to be funny to people, what's going to play well, being able to look at 20 ideas and commit to one of them that's going to be the best? How can you do that if you don't have a great sense of what other people are doing? So that has to pay off for you.
Exactly. So here's my notes page. All right.
Okay, that's extensive. That's like 150 ideas.
And now I'm going to steal all of them. So
no. Have to go back and pause frame by frame.
Right. It's like
I hope not. Did I just?
You just gave away all the secrets. Well, guys, we'll blur it in post.
Blur it. Most of these I'm not going to use, and most of them won't make sense. Like they're just jumbled messes. I have an idea for like 6 months down the road that I can't make yet, but I'd love to make.
What changes in 6 months that you would be able to make it that you can't
I'm
now?
going to move out. I'm planning to move out with a friend, and then I will have the means to do a certain idea that I can't talk about because I don't want it stolen. I can talk about it off air.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find with writing down ideas, so I'll do this with Twitter. I'll have an idea that I think will be a funny tweet, and I'll save it as a draft. And I find like almost 9 times out of 10, that thing that I thought was really funny that I saved as a draft, I look at it later and I'm like, that isn't funny at all. Like, that's really dumb. So I
Well-
have this draft folder like full of bad tweets that thankfully I never tweeted.
Well, here's the thing about Twitter drafts is I will just come up with like 30 at a time. And like 10 or so will be used in the next 10 days because I just do one tweet a day. So my Twitter drafts are also extensive list. I have so many that would probably be just fine that I just don't put up because I'm like, it's not good anymore. So I 100% understand that. Here, let me pull up my drafts so that you guys can see there might actually, you guys won't be able to. Oh, no, wait. Hello? It's not working. Okay.
There's so many drafts. It froze.
The
Oh my
scroller on the
gosh.
side. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's a significant list.
It's
I'm just constantly writing stuff down. That's just what I do.
And do these ideas just pop into your brain, or do you sit down and say like, okay, brain, now we're going to think of ideas? Like, how does that?
It depends.
It depends.
Sometimes I get into like a fury for like 2 hours where I just am sitting there in my chair bracing, just like it's time to make ideas, and then they come, and sometimes they really do. I mean, I planned like 2 months worth of videos in one night, just because I said it's time to make some videos, and then the Twitter drafts. Sometimes I'll just be running on empty with drafts and stuff, and I'll be laying in bed, and then I snag my phone and then just start tweeting. At PAX East, a bunch of other content creators just gave me their phone, and I just went, and it was like the same quality of tweets. So I'm just dumb. Bottom line.
It's so funny that you say that because it's so not true.